Hello crafters, welcome back to Riveting Creations. My name's Rivet. I hope you're having a great day. Alright guys, in today's video we're going to be making a incense burner using epoxy resin. We got this Clear Cast 7000. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. We have 2 parts, so we got to mix equal parts. To color it, we're going to use this purple glitter, which is going to go around the rim. And then we have these alcohol inks that we're going to use on top. Also around this part of the burner, we're going to put some of these glass pieces just to give it some shine from the top. So we're going to put those in before we do the alcohol ink. But before we get all that, we need to mix our epoxy. Like I said, we're doing the Clear Cast 7000 jewelry craft and resin casting. I've really liked this one. I've used it a few times, and it's really nice. So we're gonna do 3 ounces of each. I don't know how much we're gonna need, so I'm just gonna do 3 ounces of each. If we need more, we can always mix up some more. And if we have some left over, always have yourself a couple molds ready to go on the side if you have some leftover resin, just so you're not wasting anything. Here we go. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to put the resin into this cup here. We're going to measure it out. So let's do part A first. These are my silicone measuring cups. These are great because you can wash them out and reuse them. Just don't do what I did. This one's they're all cloudy now, because I left the resin in them overnight one night, and it corroded them. They're clean and everything, they just don't look the nicest anymore. So I'm going to measure out 3 ounces of this one. This stuff is thick. A little bit more. There we go. Always make sure you put your cap back on. You don't want to get your caps mixed up, because then your stuff can mix, and then your cap might seal itself to the top of the bottle. Now let's get 3 ounces on this one. This one pours a little easier. This is the hardener. There we go. Hopefully 6 ounces total will be enough to do this. If not, we'll just mix some more up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start with my cup. Let's move this over here. We'll pour this in here. It's nice and thick. Just going to go right down to the bottom. And this this blue stick I have right here is made of silicone, so it's real nice. It's reusable. All you have to do is wait for the resin to harden on it, then you can peel it right off, which is wonderful. Get a lot of uses out of it. Plus, if you're using wooden stirring sticks, they work, but they tend to give you more bubbles. Get every little piece out of this cup. I'm gonna scrape it on the side so it runs down. Pretty much got all of it though. There we go. That should be the end of that part. Let's go ahead and get this part in. Alright, we're going to scrape the sides. This stuff comes out fairly easily, so it's not like that first one where you have to scrape it a whole bunch. Alright, so we'll put our silicone cups off to the side. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to mix these. You want to go nice and slow. I do have this mixing tool that you can add a wand to. But we learned with our trays that we're doing that adds so many bubbles. It works for the trays because they're a lot thinner and we can get the bubbles out of them. But with something like this that's going to be thicker, you want to definitely stir your resin slowly. Make sure you try and keep as many bubbles out as you possibly can. So you want to stir this for 3 to 5 minutes. I'll be back as soon as it's ready to go. Alrighty guys, I am done mixing. As you can see, there's a few bubbles in there, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna set this aside and let those bubbles rise on out. And while we're doing that, we're gonna prep our mold. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this purple confetti glitter, whatever, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's nice and pretty. It's really soft, but we're gonna rim this with the glitter. So I got myself a little spoon. We're gonna use this, we're gonna pour it out into the rim of our incense burner. Go ahead and start doing that. Do. Nothing too thick. Just go all the way around is what we want to do. And then when we pour our epoxy, we're going to do a little bit of epoxy at a time, and then we're going to mix it up in there. Alright, I think that's pretty good. So what we're going to do now is check on our epoxy. Most of the bubbles have come up to the top. There's only a few that's not out. Let's go ahead and do the outside ring. Alright, that should be good. We got some in here, but it's not a big deal. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this popsicle stick and just kind of go around the sides. Push it all down. Try and get any bubbles out. I'm not going to be going up and down and stabbing it. I'm going to try and leave it inside and just work any bubbles that are in the glitter out. So hopefully they rise up and pop. I'm getting some big ones out right now. Yeah, this seems to be working. Plus you don't want any bubbles on the rim on the inside of the mold. Come on, work on out. I see some of these bubbles and they do not want to come up. There's a big one, just came out. So just take your time, go around the side a few times, and hopefully everything turns out well in the end. You do have a little bit of a time limit when you're working with resin, but you should have enough time to where you don't have to rush. You have to work briskly, but you don't have to rush. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and let that sit for a sec. I'm going to go ahead and spray it with my alcohol. That'll pop any bubbles that are at the top. And I also have my heat gun. Right here that we can go around real quick and try and pop some bubbles with that. It's looking pretty good though. Another thing you do is you can kind of squeeze the side of your mold, and hopefully that will push out any bubbles that are stuck to the side of the mold. Alright, I think we did pretty good. I don't see any bubbles on the top. Maybe one or two small ones. I'll hit it with the alcohol again. Yeah, that's getting them. Let's give that a second to sit. And what we're going to do is we're going to get our crushed glass. I got this from Michael's. I ordered it online. It was like $3 plus shipping. I bought like 4 or 5 bags. But this glass is real nice because once you put it into the resin, it gives a real nice shine. It's almost like diamonds. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it on this part up here before we do the alcohol ink. So I'm just going to take it, just randomly drop it. And hopefully it turns out really cool looking. If some gets on the side, that's not a big deal. And a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. Like, I barely put a dent in that bag, and as you can see, it's doing a good job of covering this mold. I want to get some in there for sure. There we go. Not trying to be even with it. We wanted to have kind of a random pattern. But I think randomness in nature is nice. Alright, so that's looking good. So let's go ahead and pour the rest of our epoxy, and we'll start in the middle. We'll go slow. And let it head on out. I definitely think we have enough to fill this mold up. We might have a little bit left over, which is okay. Like I said, always have yourself an extra mold or two lying around. So that you can go ahead and use that resin up. Now I'm using a dollar store baking tray underneath this, and I put my silicone mat on top. I like to do this because you can move it around easy. So instead of trying to pick the mold up, or if you want to try and do this to knock some bubbles loose, you're not moving the mold. So you can just do this, try and knock some bubbles around. You got some big ones there you can see. Let's hit it with our alcohol. And that got some of them. Looking good though. Well, I'm liking the way this looks. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use the alcohol inks. Just going to go randomly around. Not do any kind of like patterns. Just do it random. Like I said, random stuff in nature is really cool. So that's some fuchsia. Then we got our sapphire blue. Let's go ahead and put some of that in there. Go there. Looking good. And then we just have regular purple. Shake it up a bit. Sounds like I have a animal outside. Might be a raccoon or a possum. Let's get some more pink fuchsia. There's something out here. It's to my left, scurrying around. Hopefully it's not an alien. I don't get abducted. Don't want to be abducted. That's looking pretty cool. Might put a little bit more blue in it. Over on this side. And now after you get your inks on there, you want to take some white, the advanced white that comes in the kit you can get. This is Sigwan alcohol inks. Oh man, sounds like it's fighting something out there. Don't know if the camera's picking this up, so I don't know if you hear it or not. But I'm in my backyard. It's a screened-in porch, so I should be relatively safe. So shake this up really good. You definitely want that all shooken up. And then you're going to go around and just drop it on top. This is what's going to activate the inks to drop into the mold and give you the random patterns that we're looking for. Yeah, whatever's out there, man, is hitting the side of the screened-in porch. If my daughter is out here, she'd be freaking out. But this makes a really cool, like they just start to swirl together and do all kinds of random awesome stuff. Let me zoom in. There you go. You can see everything kind of swirling about. I'll add a little bit more. It's almost like they have like chemical reactions within each other. So we're just gonna let that do its thing. Just a little spot right here. Let's get some pink in that. There we go. Got a little bit on my mat. That's why I use the silicone mats, in case you mess up like that. There we go. Is that a bubble? I hope it's not a bubble. If it is, well, we'll deal with that later. So this is basically done, and what we gotta do now, guys, is we just gotta wait for time to take its course. So I got just a tad bit more resin, so I can pop this mold in right here on the side. And what I'll do is I'll try and get it into each one of these little cavities. And we'll drop some alcohol ink in there. Alright, we got all of those filled. We actually still have some resin left over. I don't have any room to use this mold though. Hey, what are you doing over there? Man, it's making a lot of noise. It's kind of starting to freak me out. What we're gonna do, we'll take this purple. We'll just add a couple drops to each one of these. I like purple. These are little zodiac charms that we might be able to turn into necklaces. So we got purple on every one of these. Let's take some white. I'll drop some white on them. And that is done. All right, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take, let me grab it. Take my aluminum tray. I'm just going to set this right on top, so no dust or bugs or anything gets in there. Just gotta back this out. Oops, wrong way. There we go. You can see all my mess. But we'll check on this in the morning. So see you then. All right, crafters, we're back. It's been about 16 hours. We let this cure overnight. Let's see what it looks like. I haven't looked at it at all. First, let's look at these. Some of them look all right. Let's pull them on out. Not too bad. It says Gemini on that one. Might be able to make these into little necklaces. They look pretty good. This one's Cancer. My first time using this mold. Some of them kind of went up and made a lip, so we might have to put some resin on the back. But this is an Aries. Don't know if the camera's picking these up. Next we got Taurus. We got Leo. These turns out actually really nice. I like these. I'm definitely gonna make some necklaces out of those. We got Virgo. Nice little Virgo right there. I'm a Virgo. Leave a comment in the comment section. What's your astro sign? Got Libra. Sagittarius. This is Capricorn. Don't know if it's focusing, guys. Sorry if these aren't in focus. We got Aquarius. Get us up close. See if it'll focus. It's hard to tell with my little screen if it's focused or not. That's Aquarius. Then we have Scorpio. It's a nice one. And finally, we have Pisces. It's real nice. Alright, and now for the grand finale. This is our incense holder. Go ahead and kind of peel it around like this at first before we take it out. All right, here we go. Man, look at that. That looks so good, guys. That looks so good. Hopefully the camera quality is picking this up. The glitter on the edges, real nice. There's no holes for the bubbles. I don't see any holes at all. The glass that we put inside here looks amazing. Looks so good. And then we have the alcohol ink. Just looks amazing, guys. Look at that. That's so pretty. This is the back. Actually, I really like the way this looks on the back too. There's a little bit of a lip on this too. We might have to end up grinding this down. But man, this is real nice. I love this glass. If you guys can find this glass, I got it at Michael's. Big bag. We used hardly any of it. And it makes such a big difference. Looks really good. We probably could have used a little bit more. But I definitely wanted to make sure we could see the colors behind it from the alcohol ink. Man, this looks so good, guys. So good. I am really proud of this one. Alright guys, well that's it for today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Make sure you stick around for some more content. We'll be putting out more videos. Maybe I'll turn these into some necklaces and I'll have them to show off in another video. But my name's Rivet. This is Riveting Creations. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.